Hello. I just got back from my internship. I'm gonna take my thing off. I look really good, but it's just the lighting. I have a lot of pimples and I'm exhausted. I want to talk about several things. I might write them down so we don't miss any topics. Let's see. With people, sorry, I'm just writing. Internship, money, dreams, maybe health, and support. Okay. I might talk about the boy I met too. So, my last video was on Monday. I honestly make these videos because I just need someone to talk to. And I don't have somebody to talk to a lot of the time. People aren't just there to listen, but YouTube will listen, okay? YouTube will listen, always. You know what? These videos aren't for other people, they're for me. I used to have a lot of peace in making YouTube videos, but now I'm getting close to like 100 subscribers, so you know, all these damn people, all these damn people in my business, I don't really get bothered by them being in my business, but sometimes I want to talk about specific people on YouTube's my sanctuary where I know I don't have as many followers as the other platforms, so I can say whatever the fuck I want and talk about whoever the fuck I want. But I'm trying to be more careful because we're getting more popular. Right? So I haven't been eating very well. It's partly because I was overdrafted. Sometimes, like, the way my life feels is it feels like I'm clawing my way on my hands and knees, hungry, famished, fatigued, and burnt out, clawing my way to the next checkpoint. And then when it hits, I just crash for a minute, just exhausted. And that exhaustion has been correlated to poverty. I'm very grateful to be surrounded by so many things, like, you know, even this beautiful painting I found for free, by the way. I found this painting for free on the street of New York City, or San Francisco City. I got a beautiful couch that's probably $1,200 for $300. I have this beautiful lamp. I have so many things around me in my home that make me feel rich. And it's not like, I don't want to say like, oh, I'm spending all of my money and throwing it away on these things, because a lot of these things I have not bought at full value, as well as there are many things here that I've gotten. Actually, very few things I buy at full value, but there's many things here that I got a long time ago, and my financial situation has been probably the past 10 months really awful. And I've been in points in my life where I've had nothing, and now it's different. I had nothing and I was poor, but now I've accumulated stuff and I'm poor. But part of that, a big part of that is college. I had $2,000 savings consistently. That was like my standard this time last year. And I worked a great job. I was getting good pay. And then the job was seasonal. Things fell through. And I got very little money from school for support. And everything turned upside down. And over the past kind of 12 months, honestly, it's just been difficult, spiraling and difficult. And financially difficult. Sometimes I really wonder why I decided to get a 4.0, because it was a decision. I could have decided C's, get degrees, but I wanted, part of the reason I did it is because I dated a guy who was he was an asshole in my opinion. He was mean, and the meanness would come out more when he was not sober. And then he would not remember being mean or like cruel things he would say because he was intoxicated or on something. So from his perspective, he wasn't mean. And he wasn't just all a terrible person. We're all a mix of things. But there were a few times where he said to me that I was a nobody and I had no degree and I was worthless, basically, and didn't have anything. And I went to school to study the same content that he did. To do it by myself with no friends and no family and no support and no body. And get a perfect fucking grade to prove to myself that he was wrong. And he was. And I guess it's just hard because it was such an investment. And I don't know if I have anything for it, you know? I just have me and the money. I know people that have like applied to over 100 jobs and don't get any. Hundreds and hundreds, and they just never give up. And that's often a part of it. But I gave up on applying for scholarships. Maybe I shouldn't. You know, I have a month left of school. Maybe I should just apply to some more. See what happens. You never know. But I've just been so discouraged because I've never been more resilient in my life and more proud of myself in my life, and to not have anybody on a scholarship panel who sees me and says, that's the person that I want to choose for this award. It's really hard. Especially because I applied to countless scholarships and really pour my heart into those applications. And yeah. Something I've learned though, because I do this often in World of Warcraft. I play World of Warcraft. Sometimes you have to make a party of 5 people to get into a dungeon and complete hard content. And I have this system of looking up who's online. I look up the different roles that are needed to be filled. I look up the people who are playing those roles, and I copy a message like, hey, would you be interested in being a healer for this dungeon? And I just paste that message to fucking 10 people, and maybe one of them or even 3 of them say okay. A lot say no, but it's a numbers game. And that's kind of what I need to do when it comes to applying for scholarships, when it even comes to applying for jobs, and when it comes to knocking or getting offers for my business. Because right now, business leads. Because right now, those are my biggest issues, is money. And those are my ways of getting money. Scholarship, jobs, or business leads. And as soon as money gets okay in my life, like, my life stables out. I just saw a really moving, it was a 10-minute court, like, judge video. And the judge was dealing with a young woman, young black woman, and the judge was black too. And I don't know why I felt like saying that. I think for me, there's just so much added difficulty to being a person of color. And so, like, even, God, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, this is crazy, but positions like a judge or government officials was mainly held by white people. And I don't want to say there's like anything wrong with that or people are less qualified, but I understand the intersectionality of how difficult things can be. The more pieces of oppression you have, if you're a woman, if you're a queer person, if you're a person of color, if you have mental illness, the more you have, the more difficult it is to rise to your highest potential and succeed. And so it made this whole video even more moving. The demographic of the judge and the young woman, but she was homeless. She was sleeping on a bench, and she was working at a donut shop, and she had a parking citation, and her car was towed. She was living out of her car, and she was probably 25. And this judge got her a place to stay. He called someone on the courtroom floor with his cell phone to hook her up with a hotel for 3 months. He told her he's going to put in a good word for a certain government job that has benefits. And it was just really moving because, like, she went in so hopeless and she was really irate and, like, angry at the world. And she had her arms crossed too, and I know that feeling. It's like being closed off from people in the world because it's shitty. And she was saying how nobody cares and people judge her. And the judge told her, if those people aren't paying your bills and they're not fucking helping you, their opinion doesn't fucking matter. They're worthless to you. And he also said once the whole court thing was over, like when he had helped her, he said, now it's up to you for the next 3 months to keep believing in yourself and make this change in your life. And it was really moving. And he said, and when you do change your life, those same people in your life who were judging you and telling you you're worthless and looking down on you and spitting on you are the same people who are going to come back in and say, hey girl, I knew you'd make it. How are you doing? And you tell those people basically to kiss your fucking ass. Because if they were absent at your lowest, then they'll remain absent at your highest. And there have been so many people absent at my lowest. And they will stay worthless, irrelevant, and absent at my highest. And I look good at my lowest. I look damn good at rock bottom. I look hot. I look damn good. Ain't nobody look this good at rock bottom but me. Okay. Yeah, rock bottom. That's what it's felt like this past year. I'm very familiar. I've been here many times. I think I might start listening to Abraham Hicks. Because just listening, this is why it's important to surround yourself with people you want to be like. Because if you surround yourself with sketchy people and poor people and whiny people and complaining people and negative people and people with health problems and people who just complain all the time and ruin their lives with negativity, that will become a part of you. And if you surround yourself with wealthy people and rich people and happy people and hot people and successful people and creative people and inspired people, that will rub off on you. So look at your circle. That tells you who you are, you know? There are people worth keeping over long periods of time because they will change with you. But there are people who are temporary, and those people need to be put in their place, okay? Right now, I just don't feel like I'm surrounding myself with rich people, the people that I want. And I need to stop caring about fitting in. Right? Stop caring about fitting in, okay? The reason is because I care too much about fitting in, and you'll never find the right people if you're fitting in all the time. You'll only find the right people if you stand out and be yourself. And I give too much shit about people who really are worthless trash to me. Like, I care so much about what they think. Who cares? I need to be myself and stand out, and eventually that will attract the right tribe. So, I'm almost at the end. I've made a couple YouTube shorts about how this job feels like it's killing me. And I cannot, this is not for me. This is not for me. And I literally would quit now, like today. I would literally quit now, right now, if it weren't for the fact that I need fucking internship hours. This is miserable. It's miserable. It's a cubicle. The building looks gray and ugly. The work is not what I want. It's like office work, sorting through finances, sorting through paperwork. None of the people I'm surrounded by in this cubicle corporate America environment are people that I want to trade places with, are people that I want to be in their position at all. They look miserable. And they're not miserable. They're happy in their own way, but my version of miserable is being stuck at a 9-to-5 cubicle job in a gray life that desaturates you and drains your soul, while all of the things that matter to you, like your voice, like your passion, like your music, like your creativity, like your writing, like your creative projects all gets thrown in the trash because you're pouring all your energy and time into a job that doesn't even pay you. What? Like a job that won't get you more than maybe $50,000 a year, which, don't get me wrong, that's more than I've ever made. But to work 10 years, 5 years to build up to maybe making 40 or 50,000, are you fucking kidding? At a miserable job that steals your soul. My mom is so fucking valuable for the community. She doesn't make more than like 60,000 a year. Maybe 70? I don't know. But my God. She's so valuable, but she works for other people. And so that value isn't given to her. All of it isn't given to her. My mom is also very, very kind. And she will sacrifice her own money and profit so other people can have better. I can't say I would do the same. Just because it can make it so you're just struggling a lot for too long. I don't want to do that. Sorry. If it's my value, if it's my energy, it's my good that I'm bringing the world, and I'm bringing more value and more good to the world than someone else, I want to have more money than that person. Sorry. Sorry. Not sorry. Okay? And if someone else was bringing more value than me, I think it would be unfair if I was getting the same amount of money as them. They're bringing value to the world that surpasses mine. They should have more money because of it, because money is our way of determining physical value. Oh, okay. 20 minutes in. We're doing good. I got invited to something. I'm going to tell you what it is, but it's kind of scary because there was an 11-year-old child who commented on one of my shorts, and I was like, she was like, you need to do this more in ballet, and I'm 11 years old, and I'm gonna teach you how to turn better because I'm better than you. It's like, Jesus Christ. First of all, why is a child seeing my YouTube videos? Like, I tried to make it so only adults can see my YouTube videos. And then, also, like, shut the fuck up, little girl. Like, I didn't say that. Of course, I will never say that. But I'm just like, you're 12 years old, okay? I don't give a shit what you have to say. And my guess is you have not experienced the human experience long enough to know how tumultuous, painful, difficult, and hard it can be, and how much it's filled with resilience and perseverance and rising amidst difficulty and adversity, and the level at which the difficulty can reach, the level at which the pain can reach. A child doesn't get that, never gets that, doesn't understand that. They live life through a completely like naive lens. And that's part of the reason children annoy me sometimes, is because it's like they have no idea how painful planet Earth can be. The levels and the lengths at which planet Earth can be painful. And they will often, unfortunately, experience that pain and hopefully learn through it, and not get warped by it. But that's why I respect people who are older than me, because they've lived through more pain than I have. And hubris and youth and ignorance is such a annoying quality in young people. In particular, for me, it's like 11-year-old children. But I would never tell an 11-year-old child that. I just told her thank you for the help, and she was giving tips that were helpful, albeit it's stuff that I already know and have heard before, and I'm not ever going to get mad from learning something from someone who's younger than me. And at the same time, this is common with especially dance videos, anything like that, like dance singing that I put on the internet. People criticize it in the sense of like, oh, you need to do X, Y, and Z better, because when you're telling someone what they need to do better, like support more from the diaphragm when you sing and sing like this, it gives them a sense in their ego of, I'm better than this person. I'm better because I'm sharing information with them that they are executing or practicing perfectly. I can see that they're not perfect. I know what perfect looks like because I've learned what perfect is. However, I probably cannot execute perfect myself, so I'm kind of a hypocrite. And, you know, not doing the work myself, but criticizing other people that are putting themselves out there. But it makes me feel a little bit better by pretending like I'm better than them when I'm probably fucking not. Like, my guess is this 11-year-old child cannot turn better than me. And even if they can, I could watch them and find 5 things they're doing wrong. And I don't waste my time doing that unless it's a scenario where I genuinely feel like maybe they don't know this and it could help them, because that has helped me in dance and in music. But yeah, I think it's a little bit of ego when people do that, especially in the world of dance. You have 12-year-old children, especially girls, who think they're better than everyone else. And it's just a special kind of annoying, because competitiveness and ego and feeling better by criticizing and putting down other people is such a masculine, toxic masculine thing energetically, because unity is feminine. And it's also insecure little middle school, high school girl, even young woman girl thing to do. And it's one of the most miserable parts about living in a planet with young women, is they're oftentimes insecure, they're oftentimes ugly on the inside, and they are oftentimes criticizing and putting people down to boost their ego, which you can't blame them because, you know, they're women too, so there's a lot of messages to make them feel less than, especially as a young woman. But the sort of weird criticism, toxicity is annoying. So, anyway. I got invited to something. I have 10% battery, so we probably can go, I guess, 20 minutes. I got invited to an SEX party, and I don't want to go. Even if I'm not the hottest guy there, which I usually am, okay? I'm usually the hottest guy. If I'm not the hottest guy, that might be different, because then I never am going there to enjoy other people's bodies. If that makes sense. I'm going or interacting with people to enjoy my body more with somebody that might want to help me enjoy it. Okay? That's why. It's not even about other people. And frankly, everything that might happen at a party like that, I could probably just do for myself on my own damn Ethan Allen couch, girl, at home, enjoying my chocolate milk and my spaghetti and not having to deal with other people. But I don't really know if I want to go, because sometimes that's sort of situation can be really unsafe and scary and uncomfortable, although it's very, very common in the queer community, especially for gay men, to have events like that. I don't think there's anything like inherently wrong or sinful about sexuality, but this body is a 11 out of 10, and I don't want some 2 out of 10 who's stinky and got gross armpit hair and gross beard to be like all up over me, and I have to be like, absolutely not. Also, you know what they say, give me 1 margarita, I'ma open my legs, give me 2 margarita. We all know they got alcohol at these kind of parties, and when you drink alcohol, your standards go down. It is what it is. It is how it is, okay? Don't drink alcohol around, don't drink alcohol, period. But especially don't drink it around people that want to sleep with you, because they may not meet your standards, and then you drink, and then suddenly your standards are real low, and you'll go ahead and say yes, okay? Okay? Surround yourself with rich people and successful people, okay? I don't want to be surrounded. I don't want to have any poor friends anymore. I'll have poor clients, help them be rich if they give me the money to teach them. I'll teach people as best I can on the internet of how I rose from poverty to rich. But I don't want to be friends with poor people. Being poor is not a demographic of identity. It's a choice based on your long-term actions. Make actions that will make you rich. Everyone on this planet can be rich. Literally. Stop complaining and start finding solutions. Every single person can be rich. Okay? Yes, things like oppression and trauma and experiences and being parts of queer community or being in a difficult situation can make it harder. Some people can get rich easier, but we can all be rich, okay? So don't spend all your time around poor people, you'll stay poor. Internship sucks. I hate this internship. I said that. It's like gray. All the people are not people I want to be. It's a little bit of people pleasers. I'm extravagant. I'm hot. I'm interesting. I'm colorful. I am literally shining in a crowd. And this job makes me feel like a rat in the rat race. I'm just like drained, tired, miserable person, working in a cubicle, slouched posture, wanting to cry, like the freaking Mr. Incredible. That movie was released 20 years ago. It's relevant in my life right now. Sitting at a cubicle, being a fucking superhero. Sitting in a fucking cubicle. What? Sitting in a fucking cubicle as a superhero with a shitty boss, ugly. I'm not saying my intern boss is ugly, no. But in Incredibles, it's like an ugly, miserable, ugly guy who's pathetic and weaker than him. And he's just this incredible man who's withering away and being drained and having the life sucked out of him because he's not in his purpose, which is to be Mr. Incredible. You know? That's the whole message for adults of the Incredibles movie. And it might also be how, like, I think the villain in that movie has kind of got an important message too. Okay. Anyway, money, dreams, health, support, boy, money. We ain't got none. Although I did get an investment that dropped in the bank today. It just dropped, and I maybe need to sit with gratitude and recognize that I got like $400. I think it'll be like $300 because I was really fucking overdrafted. Problem is, my parents are always disappointed in me if I'm not making money, but it's like, how the fuck am I supposed to do that when I have no time but the weekend to do? And my dad is such a like, both my parents are just way too obsessive with doing all the time. They mark their worth by how much they're doing. They aren't yin or feminine at all. They're very masculine. They're always doing, anxious, acting, doing, going. I don't want to live like that. I want to be the elite diva who relax and rests. That's what I want. And they're disappointed in me if I'm not like hustling. And it's like, God, I'm working fucking 5 days a week at an internship and I'm working on the weekends. What the fuck do you want? I'm still not getting enough money because I'm working 5 days a week for free and then 2 days paid, maybe one. And getting clients is really hard and doing a fucking business is really hard. Okay, what is the battery percentage, do you think? I can't stop the recording, so we're just gonna plug ourselves in, okay? Oh, I'm reaching down to grab this. But yeah, my parents are just like super energetically masculine, even my mom, even though my mom's a little bit more feminine. And part of the problem too, growing up, is like I'm a very feminine person. And my mom was like, oh, go to your dad for emotional support. Go to your dad for feminine needs. Go to your dad for like a mother. Because she wanted to be more like the father, basically. Energetically. And my dad's shit at being the mother. He's good at being a father, but not necessarily the king father. He's good at just being like a friend, a buddy, a fun father, rather than a showing up like Mufasa father, protector father, provider father. Not my dad. Don't mean to roast him, but that's not who he has shown himself to be. And so my mom, the weight of providing and protecting was put on her. She had to be the king and then try to be the queen, because he couldn't do the queen. He couldn't do the mother role of the nurturer, the carer, the listening, the loving, sensitive sort of motherly stuff. My dad had a lot of wounds though from his childhood too. And it can be hard to be those things as a parent. I would want to be the mother, like the femme parent. So the nurturer, caring about your emotions, helping you emotionally, maybe even cooking, educating, spirituality. That's what I want in a parent dynamic. I don't want to be the protector and the provider. I want a king to do that if I ever were to have children. Should I go to the party? I don't think I should. I've been invited twice. I haven't gone. It gives me anxiety. Maybe I should just go and then give myself permission to leave. Because some of the guys are really handsome. Am I really going to find my future husband at a party where they're just hooking up? Am I really going to find my husband? Doubtful. Very doubtful. How can I get paid by these people? How can I get money? I need to set up a little side room and say, $10 to walk in and look at me. And I'll just be standing there in my underwear. Okay? I'll say when we get to $200, I'll take the underwear off. I don't know if that's legal to set up a business like that. Maybe in another country. A girl's gotta make money, girl. I can't afford to be going to some crazy little party with empty pockets coming home. My dreams. My dreams, I haven't been reading my vision board. I haven't been doing that stuff. I've been literally dissociating and surviving. I kind of want to talk about Nicholas. I talk about him a lot, but I'll tell you who he is when I get to it. But my dreams, are like creative and colorful and going to the gym and dancing and singing and building my YouTube and doing my gaming YouTube. And all I've been doing right now is just literally enduring the pain. I haven't been eating well. I've just been enduring. So playing video games in all of my free time without turning it into any content, because I'm just doing it to check out because I'm so tired. And I think all I'm gonna do now is maybe laundry, dishes, and trash. Make sure my house is maintained. I'm trying to just survive, but it's so fucking miserable. I feel like every time I go to work, it's like not only dissociating, but masking as an autistic person. Because I'm so colorful, and I'm so joyful, and I'm so fun. And when I'm at this internship, it's like I'm a robot. I'm miserable. This is how it felt working at McDonald's, actually, too. I feel miserable and horrid. It's awful. My health is not great right now, I feel like, just because of what I'm eating. I would like to have enough money to be able to buy food and not worry. No one ever taught me how to cook. That's been a really hard thing. My mom really never had the time or energy. I was really physically neglected, so not fed as a child, teenager and stuff. It's left a hard mark. But I still look good now. I'm trying to fix that. Still don't have a lot of support. It's been kind of a common theme my whole life. My parents support me. I'm not gonna be stupid and not say that. They support me a lot. But I mean right now, in my physical world, nobody but me, and working for free 5 days a week. When it does get really bad, I have to beg my dad for money or beg my mom. It's either that or out on the street. One of my neighbors asked me, are you gonna sell all your furniture when you leave? Fuck no. Fuck no. Took me years to get this shit. I'm taking it with me, bitch. I don't care how hard it is. I'm taking it. There's a guy that I met. I'll talk about this briefly. There's a man that I met recently. He's got a wife, a fiance. I learned he had a fiance. So, it can't actually be anything, which sucks. But it was really cool the way I met him. I met him at a stoplight. He honked at me, and he thought I missed my light, and then he asked for my number, which is, why are you doing this if you are a... Why are you doing this if you have a fiance? But they have a complicated relationship because they're twin flames, so it's none of my business, but I got my hopes up a little bit. And no more hopes now. I made a new friend. His name's Milo, and he plays World of Warcraft and Overwatch, and he's really helping me like learn a little bit about... He's also got a like psychotic sleeping schedule where he will stay up like 36 hours, sometimes days, and he'll drink like liters of soda. I'm just like, I can't. I have no idea. I'm concerned. I'm very concerned, and I want to like say, Milo, we need to eat food. We need to switch it up. But honestly, like, I need to take my own advice, you know? I need to take my own advice. But yeah, especially having studied the body, I'm like, we need to make sure we're taking care of ourselves, and kind of is like insane, and also like not the life I want. Like, I don't want to stay up for over a day or days. I don't want to stay up in the wee hours of the night. I don't want to live off of soda. And so I need to be careful with letting any of that rub off on me that Milo has. And hopefully I can be more like eating. And maybe that's why he's in my life too, is because that's kind of the direction I had. It's like psychotic sleeping schedule and all that. And maybe I need to be the person who puts the foot down and say, I'm going to log off and go do laundry and eat my food. I think that might be it. Be the voice of reason. Because the thing is, like, it's true. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to sleep. We have to do this stuff. And without moderation, you can just go way over the edge. And it's almost like Milo came into my life to show me what I do when I get way too much into something, like a video game in particular. And maybe we're in each other's lives to kind of find balance. He's already like given me help because I'm usually all or nothing. And I've been playing a lot of video games partly to cope with the pain in my life. And Milo literally bought me another subscription to World of Warcraft, which is really fucking nice. And I didn't get another subscription because I thought I can't handle it. But he told me, what if you just play 1 to 3 hours a day? What if you don't play 12 hours, 8 hours? What if you just play every day? Only 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe 3. And that's it. You know? Give yourself permission, because if you don't have it at all, especially because it's not a substance you're abusing, it's a joyful, fun thing. But if you don't have it at all, like, at some point you're just going to really want it and do what I did now, which is spend a whole month playing World of Warcraft and coping with the difficulty in my life instead of having it be a part of my life here and there and enjoying it as I go, but not letting it consume me. If it's in moderation, it's easier to keep, and it's a part of my life I like. Maybe I could even turn it into streaming, you know? So, that's just a thought. Just a thought. All right. Let's talk about Nicholas. Nicholas is this guy that I met 5 years ago that I was obsessed with. I really liked him. I liked him not for anything else other than the person I saw underneath everything. It was unlike anyone I've ever seen, more special than anyone I've ever seen. And he couldn't see it in himself as much, although I think he kind of knows who he is. And it was so reflective of like how I feel when I'm authentic. And I felt extremely safe with him, and I really liked him. And he was really different. And he won't talk to me. Like, slowly over time, I hung out with him in person maybe like 4 or 5 times, if that. And then slowly we would text, and he just stopped texting over time. It would just be less and less and less, and then eventually he just, I think, blocked me. There was never any explanation or conversation. It just hurt. And I felt like when I was around him, it felt really special, and I really liked being around him, and I was just really anxious and in my head about what was going on, and he didn't provide any information. And I moved down here to New Mexico, partly because I knew he lived here, but there were a lot of things guiding me here. My therapist and some opportunities and a living situation that came up, and all this stuff made it really easy to move, so I moved. And he hasn't even talked to me once. Still blocked. He doesn't give a shit about me. I'm worthless to him. And he means everything to me. It's unrequited, without any information of why. Because for me, it's like, I know I'm special. I know I'm amazing. I know I'm a wonderful person. I know anyone would be lucky to be with me or be friends with me, and he doesn't want any of that. And it's shitty. It hurts. But it doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know, honestly. Like, I'll just give up. I think somebody else will come in who's better. Because I just think he's just as special as he was, as much as I liked the authentic person underneath, who was joyful and exuberant and authentic and adventurous and funny. He's really funny and brave and colorful and hot and attractive and playful and fun. Like, the part of me that wants that is kind of dead. And at this point, I'm just like hopeless about ever having any sort of contact with him or talking, even just having a conversation again. And I'm pretty sure that's just never gonna fucking happen. I liked him so much. Like, there's just something about him that was just so fucking special and cool. Like, no one I've ever met. But whatever. So I think about him almost every day, though. I used to try to cope with how much I thought about him. I used to just write letters. Not give them to him, but just keep them. I have a whole notebook, actually, of letters to him that I would write when I was just feeling like I wanted to talk to him. I didn't know him very well, but there was just certain things that I felt like no one else would understand but him. So, my friend that I lost this friend, but her name's Leilani, and she was the first person to ever bring up the concept of a twin flame, and that's what that connection with Nick felt like, just from the way he felt. But I don't think it'll ever be what I had dreamed of. So it's just like a waste of time, energy to care anymore. And frankly, I don't think I'll ever find what I've dreamed of with him and anyone else. I think I could find something different and good and really happy, but never that precise thing that I could feel. And I was young when I met him, and now I'm almost 30. What's the point? But anyway, it's a sad thing to talk about, but I think it's probably best to just give up and let it go. Maybe that's what's holding me back from getting a boyfriend. Is being so attached to a guy who doesn't even care about me, who I'm worthless to. All of his actions have told me I'm worthless to him. What a horrible person to care about. I wrote him a birthday card this year. I really like to do it every year because I know when his birthday is, and this year I just wrote it and I wanted to leave it in the mailbox, but his stupid fucking family doesn't have a mailbox. It's just so annoying because one time I literally walked up to the door and dropped off a letter that was and it had a little bit of gifts and stuff in it. And it was basically do you want to hang out sometime? Here's my number. I want to throw up when his mom answered the door. And his mom looked at me like I was a drug addict psychopath. Oh my God. Maybe that's why he's fucked up, is because his mom's this psycho lady. Okay, no offense, whatever her name is. We're gonna create a name. I'm gonna find a name. I know his brother's name is Tyler, but his mom... Okay, it's not Bertha. That's the first name that came in my head. Bertha. She's not a Bertha. She gotta be like a Suzanne or something. Catherine? Is it Catherine? It's definitely not like a Sally. It would be like a Suzanne or a Catherine or a... I mean, it's the same brand of name, but it's definitely not Lisa. You know what I mean? Carrie, I feel like. Ew. I don't think she's a Carrie. I've only seen her once, but she really seems like a Catherine. She was mean. Not mean. She was just judgmental. She was judgy. And I'm autistic as fuck, okay? She can't handle She can't handle this level of autism, joy, and color. And you know what? If I felt the way I felt about Nicholas, and she treated me just in that brief moment of opening the door and giving a card, she had no color, she had no vibrancy, she wasn't warm, she didn't seem like she was nurturing and motherly. She felt like she was sharp and judgmental and like the kind of mother who would say little comments to dampen you or put hard expectations on you of the man you need to be. I could see that being a core reason why Nick acted the way he did. Because he is a colorful person. He is an exciting and exuberant person. And he's grown to like shrink that part of himself and hide it. Literally kill it. And I think it's because of her. I think it's because of her. You have to love your parents. You're biologically wired to love them. But that woman would suffocate my soul if she was my mother. And while my mother had her faults, she always let me rise in my authentic self. And she loved that. And she was fully accepting of me when I was gay. And I don't know if Nick is gay or bi, but I know he's not straight. And I don't know what his mom thinks about queer people, but maybe there would have been comments growing up about negative things like, oh, those freaks or those weirdos or those whatever, and the pressure that's put on you. And she might be okay with gay people, but not if they're her children, you know? When is he going to start living for him and not for her? Right? I've even thought, did you get a nursing degree? Because it would make them more pleased? Or did you get a nursing degree because it's what you wanted? Because he seems unhappy and miserable as a regular employee, and he's so creative and so artistic. You know, maybe he could actually make money with what he loves doing. But that's not my job. My job is to figure out what I need to do to make money through the things that I find joy in, like exercise, dance, music, YouTube. But yeah, I could talk forever and ever about Nicholas, but I think it's time to walk away. I'm trying to do that physically, like get it out of the city, but I don't know. It's hard. I have to graduate first. I have to finish my lease. I think I can do it, but it's not going to be easy. Okay. I'm going to let you go. I'm tired. I'm going to go play video games and just do nothing the rest of the day. That's going to be my plan until the internship's over and just survive. That's my plan. So, thanks for listening to me and being with me. And I know things are going to work out in my life, even though it's really difficult right now. And it's been difficult a very long time. Not being in school is going to help me. And when I stop helping people for free, that will also make me very successful. But right now it's just shit. So